And the other voice then like mulls it over and starts considering it. Uh, and then just says to the Wolfman, go bring this other man in. Let's see who we're dealing with.
Okay, interesting. Yeah.
And then that's when and the door is closed at this point.
Yeah.
You're just listening into it. And that's when Palmer just like goes, "No, who you're dealing with is me." And you hear like a sort of like a small like beam.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
And you hear the Wolfman go, "What?" before he's being suddenly silenced.
Jerry opens the door and you just see like the silhouette, a dust silhouette of the Wolfman crumbling into nothingness.
I'm gonna open the door if like if like Em was joking. No, like Lydian I think bursts forward when that gets cut off.
Yeah. No, Cherry does. Like Cherry's like, ooh, that's our cue.
Okay, yeah. So you open the door. There is a dust pile in front of it. And there are three very surprised people, and including one fat rat at the desk.
Oh no!
Oh no! Who's playing the fat?
Imagine like we're expecting based on what we heard that the Wolfman got dusted. Like we opened the door, the Wolfman, all of them are still there. It's just Palmer himself got turned to dust by the thing. So they just watched him. No, you're dealing with me. Pulls out a device, presses it, crumples to dust in front of all of them in a flash of light.
And Palmer's got his hands over like a light emanating beneath like this sort of dome that he opened up for a small bit and just said,
"It's
like
demon core."
Oh my god!
Oh my no! Oh no! The Oppenheimer is
Palmer,
kicked.
you've received a lethal dose of radiation.
He just says like, "That's one little window on this thing opened. Now I want you all. Now I want you all to shut up and listen."
I just want to point out real quick, like when Sherry opens the door, she did very tactfully, like she did not go through it first. She opened it up and stepped back, like opened it for Lydian.
Oh yeah, okay. Lydian stormed through though. Like, but now I think the moment he's just kind of like saw the ashing and like now he's just kind of stopped and like kind of like, oh.
Yeah, Nico just bursts out, "You turned my power source into a weapon! How could you?"
Palmer? Is this the way you want to play it?
And he just like looks, he just goes, he's like wild-eyed looking between you, the lone shark, the other bodyguards, and he's just got his hand over the device.
Now, I was here to deal with a stolen property dispute, but Lydian looks at the fat rat. I assume you're the big cheese around here.
Yes, I am, and it seems. Do you mind, Swede? By the way,
no, I kind of want. I'm not sure who I want to play O'Malley.
I imagine you have like a very specific like idea of what he's supposed to know and tell, so that's fine.
Okay, all right. So yeah, he just goes. In fact, one of my, as it seems that one of my assets has just been reduced to dust.
I can see that. And trust me, as a businessman, I understand it. I understand the aggravation. But that's why we have.
Hey, Palmer, that device let's just say it's mine. And I'll forgive this little incident. And you won't have to deal with any of the debts anymore.
Why wouldn't he just evaporate you? Cherry asks flatly from across, just
Yeah,
just
he
asking
just.
questions,
I'm gonna say.
not
I'm
suggesting anything.
I'm gonna say, if you value your own life and you're a man of value, you may want to understand that you're arguing from a position of weakness here. Why don't you just erase this man's debt and forget he exists? Just clean him off your books.
That seems like a very sensible idea.
But that device could do so much.
Oh, believe me, we all know it can do so much, like remove you from the equation.
See what none of us none of us know who we're dealing with. Like
No.
O'Malley saw his employee get turned to dust by this incredibly powerful, dangerous thing, and just got like kind of hard under the desk.
I'm trying to remember the word for like businesses, like the amount of losses they kind of account for. What's that fucking word for that?
Oh
breakage
no!
or
Breakage? I can't remember.
Yeah, you know what? One of his first things, one of the first things he thought when he saw that, like, my God, with that, I could destroy Spider Bitch.
I don't know why I thought you was gonna say, with that, maybe Milkshake will come back.
Being even more crass, like, he just saw that and like, I wonder if I could date that.
God, yeah, how the fuck do you argue against O'Malley? It's impossible. He twists everything. Now, hang on, Rat Man. That belongs to me, not you.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
I don't see your name on it. And you're not holding it right now,
closely?
are you?
Have you examined it?
I think we're forgetting who's in charge here, Palmer says.
Yes. I think we're all on. Palmer, put it down. I was researching that.
Cherry is like smiling at Palmer right now. Like, not necessarily like beaming ear from ear, but like a very like, like approving, almost a she's proud of him smile. Like, if he, is looking at her, she's sending approval vibes.
I really don't want to play the really cliched card, but I feel like I kind of have to.
Here's what's going to happen. If you don't want me to remove the lid on this, then then my debt's going away. And I'm keeping this.
Well, you could just get the debts cleaned and give it back to us, and everything will be peachy.
Palmer, that was your ticket out of this mess, but not like this.
Not like this? What other way is there?
Money? He's a loan shark. That's the cleanest way out. Now what? Your wife and kid's gonna hear that you busted into a loan shark's office and killed someone, and what? They're gonna put two and two together that you've been playing with their lives.
They'll only hear about it if there are witnesses to blab.
Lydian looks at Cherry like, you realize you are a witness, right?
She's blind. She doesn't witness nothing. She didn't see nothing. She was saying that slightly more to Lydian. That, like, she was saying that deliberately loud enough that Palmer could hear her saying it, but so that to Palmer, it's like she's saying it to Lydian. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, she's saying that more for Palmer's sake, but, as a directed at Lydian thing. And more of a, like, hey, like, keep in mind, like, I think there's also a degree of, just trying to communicate to Lydian, like, keep in mind we need him to not, that, like, the best option for him very easily could be to, like, microwave us. So we should probably not, like, antagonize him, lead him down that path.
Well, I'm not antagonizing him. I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm appealing to emotion with what would your wife think? Granted, he's already killed the Wolfman, so at this point, he really should just kill O'Malley as well. But that's besides the point.
No, we can't kill O'Malley. I can't have my player character die and yours live.
Well, it's fine. You'll be able. He's a PC, so you'll be able to roll Last Breath to see if he makes it.
Yeah.
So,
Throw him a dust pile.
so Palmer just says, "So I don't open this, and then I walk out, and I see none of you ever again. How does that sound?"
I barely met you. It's my research project.
It should be up. Everything should be up for sale. In fact, here's your debts. I have them written down. And O'Malley just rips them apart. They're gone now. They're gone now. No paper trail. Now, what if I bought this off of you? Or what if, I have an opening.
Lydian, he's trying to take the thing. You have to counterbid.
Palmer. Don't listen to his offers. Now, you got your debts erased. You are home free. Me and Nico, we know how to work with that. Trust me, sky's the limit if you go with us. I think the third floor's the limit if you go with this guy.
Ooh. Now you listen here. I worked very hard to get from the second floor to the third. I mean, you.
You know what? You know what? Palmer actually did you a favor. A couple of your cronies tried to play us on the way into town the other night. Pulled the stupidest game ever. You are lucky I didn't follow up on that because, oh my word, I would have you in my debt if I played it that way.
Palmer, erase this man, and you will have 500 coin.
Ooh.
Palmer, this man had
Jerry does, like, she does a little, almost looks like doing a little bit of math in her head. Like, just doing some quick calculation. Then she just suddenly, like, takes, like, a step to the left further away from Lydia. Like, she's not certain he won't do that.
Palmer, this man had sentries outside your house watching your family, your kids.
So, who doesn't keep an eye on people's kids?
Everyone
children
looks
are
at
the
Nico.
future. No, that was O'Malley.
Oh, okay. You took him over for that one.
Kids are the future.
Oh boy, it's time for the second PvP between me and Swede, but this time it's a battle of words.
Oh no, Snake's gonna win this one.
No, probably
I
not. I
can't-
can't fight against Omar. I can't commit. Anyway, the debts are torn up. We can all walk away from this one and let bygones be bygones, or you can remember that guy planted sentries outside your house.
And how am I supposed to forget that? And how am I supposed to keep my position if you're gonna try and take it back?
Hey Neil,
What?
was that for O'Malley? Or was that for Palmer?
That was from Palmer.
Okay, no,
How am I going to keep my position? If you try and take the light back once we're out of here.
he said that to oh yeah,
To-
O'Malley, yeah.
Palmer said that to Lydian.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, actually, fuck it. If it's okay, Neil, I can take over for O'Malley.
Okay, what do you want him to
Oh
say?
boy.
No, like, yeah, exactly. If you go with him, he's just gonna take it from you. Stay with me, opportunities await too. And besides, I can let you keep that rock thing for a bit. You know, you can use it when I for the targets I pick out.
Okay, you know what? I think
Wait.
Cherry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh,
No,
no,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so Cherry is going to, and she sort of has her hands up, and she's sort of like slowly, sort of gently walking. She's been like sort of inching away from Lydian and sort of moving closer to Palmer. Uh, and she's been moving sort of closer to him, like cautiously, slowly, not trying to like spook him or anything.
Nico does see her do that. Is like starts like kind of waving, like no, no, no. But then Nico realizes, I'm like, she can't see me.
That's funny.
I'm really annoyed I didn't hear the conversation about like, oh, he. Actually, no, I did get part of it, but I don't think I got the part about like he used to be an engineer, but then, oh, he. Actually,
Palmer. Sure, yes, I put out sentries, but that's just how the business works. Like this guy, he would do the same if he was a loan shark. The difference is, I see that you have something valuable, and you know what? If you give it to me, I won't care. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. Your debt is gone. I just want that thing. You're a shrewd businessman. Imagine what you can do with 500 coins for your family.
500 coins ain't nothing compared. Look, I'm here on business. I've got businesses back up and down Hemlock. I've come here with financial backing.
Well,
This guy has a tiny office. I have the Vertex.
This is not my only office.
This is your only office. Now,
No, it's
listen,
not.
you used to be an engineer, right? Wouldn't you want to go back to doing that? You're clearly quite talented. My employ, I would not be separating you from that. Trust me, that would always be within reach and distance. And I got I got corporate security. His boys would not come within 50 paces of you and yours. They'd do it at their own danger.
Oh, you would lock him in, make it limit his movements. I don't do that to my employees. Palmer, it seems that this guy is just out to exploit you.
Says the loan shark.
At least I'm honest.
You're an honest loan shark.
Yes.
Cherry's been inching towards him for a very
Yeah.
long time.
See, the thing is like I sort of have a plan, but like the goal is I want to like try and get this in a situation that isn't going to result in him atomizing O'Malley or Lydian. Like, it's hard to like find a solution to this that doesn't involve one side getting vaporized.
Yeah. And besides, look at him. Look at him. That ill-fitting suit, that giant pot belly. He's not trustworthy. He eats gobble up every resource for himself.
Oh, you're one to talk, fat rat.
Oh, it's merely the winter. The winter fat, You can't put that against me, elf boy.
Listen, you go with him, you're exiting society. I can only take you up in society.
I bet you this guy has never been to high society. I've been to high society. I've been places. I have connections.
Oh, yeah? List them.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not listing my connection to someone like you. That's just bad business practice. Palmer.
Actually, wait, hang on. Can I do something really daring?
Alright, what is it?
Not daring. I just think just on his office, on his desk, does he have like a nameplate? Does he have like O'Malley just there?
I think so.
Yeah. No, he
Okay.
would.
Can I
It's gold
roll?
encrusted.
Can I roll in to see if I've ever heard of O'Malley?
Sure.
Hope this works.
Oh,
No.
Lord.
No.
Fuck
No.
you.
O'Malley is too unknown.
You do not know who this is anything about his history.
God damn it. Fuck. That would have been good.
Oh, besides, what is this guy? Look at this guy's entourage. It's what? A tiny little halfling, and like a lady with a blindfold. Meanwhile, look at what I have. I have a crew.
I don't just have
One
a
less
halfling.
of one now.
I don't just have a halfling and a blind lady. I have one of the finest. I have one of the finest
Halfling?
scientists out of Emberwell, and I have one of the greatest songstresses in the land.
Yeah, that's damn right. I'm a scientist.
I'm not a halfling. I'm a scientist.
There are no halfling scientists.
Oh, wait. He has a scientist. What? Oh, you see that, Palmer? He has a scientist from Emberwell. He's not a man of faith. How can you trust a man who's not? I bet he doesn't go to church.
It's an angle.
You
Make
really
a joke about how, like, not a man or a woman, but a scientist. Like how Kino is, like a traveler, Tabibi's son. Then I realized, wait a minute, Nico, Kino, it's a fucking anagram. Nico is Kino, but a scientist instead of a traveler. Even has a fucking Hermes now with what's the automaton's name? Cogsworth.
Cogsworth, yeah.
Yeah.
Palmer. There's only really one good option here, and it's me. Like, Palmer. Would you really want to work for an elf?
Maybe it is okay if O'Malley gets fried.
It's what? Yeah, it's fine. Oh, you know what, Palmer? Just open fire on him.
No, that's not true. I'll take it back. Elves are very good employers. I have worked with elves before.
Oh, and you're not working with one now, clearly.
Well, yes.
Why do you get tired of being called knife ears in the break room?
Don't say knife ears.
Oh, you're the one who started.
O'Malley's like, don't worry, I've worked with far worse than elves.
Yeah.
I've got I've got something I want to do, but I feel like it would. I'm waiting for Cherry to do her thing.
Oh, so it's like I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like, I have a general idea of what I want to do, but it's the specifics that are. I'm trying to do it in such a way that's not going to encourage, him to kill someone else. But
I've got a Hail Mary idea.
Well, Nico
But
has.
it's really bad. It's a really bad idea. Like, it will throw everything into pandemonium, and we're at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
okay, here. I'm gonna start laying the groundworks for my thing, and like, if at any point you want to throw in your Hail Mary, like, that will probably complement it well.
All right.
Just as Cherry starts getting, a bit closer to Palmer, talking kind of low, like very much, talking to him and not the others, just sort of like starts on, you certainly took some advice to heart.
Yeah, he eyes you and just says, I don't want to hurt you.
And Cherry says, like, raises her hands further, Palmer, out of everyone here in this room, if there's anyone who has your best interests at heart, it's me. And, she lowers her hands a bit more. Look, I promised your wife that I would do what I could to help you this morning. I mean,
Is she? By the way, yes, there's a question. She's whispering this to him, right?
Speaking lowly, but I was gonna say at this point she starts talking a bit more loudly. Look, right, here's the way I see it. You have a dilemma now. You could, wipe out everyone else in this room, and then you have to deal with the fallout from that. You could wipe out one side and make money from the other, or just leave now. And all of these aren't great options. And, Cherry sort of sighs as she gets closer and, lowers her voice again. Look, the most important thing to me right now, I want to try and get you out of this. I need to know that whatever your plan is here, it doesn't end here. One second. Sorry.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
All right. So
I was gonna say just in one last thing, and as she says, and the first goal has to be to survive. But do you just want to survive, or do you want to survive and make a profit?
Actually, I'm just thinking if it's like possible for Mally to notice that she's talking to him.
Well, I mean, he could definitely tell. Like, I think everyone can tell she's talking to him.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. It's not fair. You can't just send your sexy lady to talk with him. I need to get mine.
He misses milkshakes so
Yeah.
bad.
The
Yeah,
most
no.
divorced man.
Yeah, no. O'Malley says that, and then you just see him sit there, like staring at a photo.
It's like a crude crayon drawing of milkshake that he made.
he gets a lot of use out of it.
Ugh. Ow.
O'Malley would generate, he wouldn't commission artists. He would
No,
just
he wouldn't.
use AI.
Oh yeah. Well, like if he was stuck in the era where he commissioned, he would do like PayPal, but like what is it called?
The refund scamming thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm curious what Lydian's plan is.
Now, Mr.
Well,
actually,
Lydian right now is kind of standing watch, but he was a little bit concerned about that. But his plan is actually he's looking at Cherry right now. The problem is, yeah, my plan is really risky. How many goons does O'Malley have in the room with us?
He's got 2.
Okay, two isn't the worst, but still not good. Okay. Do I risk it? I'm gonna let this keep going for a bit, but I think right now I'm just kind of keeping O'Malley's attention, or just kind of in an argument with him over this over ownership of the light.
I would put it to good use. I am a respected member of of Marion.
You don't even know the first thing about that light.
I can learn.
You can't learn anything.
I've learned a lot of things. I have seen things that would make you pale. Ler.
If you could learn, we would have been out of here 5 minutes ago and you would have been looking for the next sucker to put your debts on.
Oh, well, I don't need to look far.
You don't
And
need to look,
besides,
you don't need to look beyond your own desk.
yeah, I'm looking at him right now.
So Palmer just goes, my plan doesn't end here. It ends with me walking away from here without any of you following.
Well, if you just give me this device, I won't follow. Because I
If you
won't have.
don't follow, I won't open it up on you.
Sorry, one second.
All right, I think I'm gonna do my thing. I think with that, Lydian doesn't want to let go of his
Actually, yes, a question. He does put his hand on the lock, like the top of it, right? When he says
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and O'Malley just ducks and cover.
Okay, I'm back.
O'Malley just ducked for cover
Oh,
because he put his hand on the lock. I'm not sure if I want to. I kind of want to do my thing, which is really risky.
Cherry is okay, so hearing him duck for cover. Does she want to? Okay, so Cherry is, like whispering a bit more to him, and is essentially going to say, "Look, out of to honor my promise to your wife, the best advice I can give to you is this: if you get rid of all the witnesses here, so to speak, both sides, then these are both organizations. You have to deal with the fallout of that. More people coming after you, and frankly, that's also a lot of blood on your hands. If you wiped out one side, then the other is going to know you have the device, know where you are, and try and take advantage of you, try and exploit the device for their own profit. If you get out of here and neither of them know where you are, they're each going to be more focused on stopping each other from getting to you than they'll have time to deal with you themselves. The way I see it, that presents your best opportunity to get away, and with as much resources and with as many cards in your favor as possible to wind up with the most profit.
O'Malley slightly peeks up, like, did he blow me up yet?
Even with that weapon, enough people, enough organization and resources, you can't go up against all that on your own. But if you pit them against each other, you should be able to slip through the cracks and come out on top.
I don't want Cherry to be that bad.
Is she putting? She's making it worse for her own boss.
Is she?
Maybe, probably not. We could take O'Malley easily. I think Lydian could take him.
Can Lydian hear
I
this?
mean,
I don't
see what.
can. That's up to you. Like, can Lydian hear what you're saying?
I think she's speaking just loud enough that Lydian can hear. If anything, you know what? I'm gonna add this, like, behind her back so that Palmer wouldn't be able to see it, but she's giving Lydian a thumbs up.
Yeah, Lydian is like, even
here's
with the thumbs up, Lydian is like, I think Lydian's just saying, Cherry, what are you talking about?
But it's probably too far. I would see. It's hard because I can't directly talk to Lydian right now.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know how metagamey it is to explain Cherry's full idea.
No, don't explain it out.
Yeah.
Yes, but from Lydian's perspective, like, this is Lydian's understanding of it. Like, he's not getting what you're putting down. He's thinking you're telling him to walk away with our device.
Right.
Yeah, that's like Lydian's understanding of it, and like he gets it. He gets, like, he diffuses the situation, but also, like, To him, that's the linchpin of his plans in this city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me put it this way. I'll say at the very least that Cherry gave a deliberately bad piece of advice there.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Like the something deliberately misleading on the situation and best solutions there.
And like
But
Lydian.
at this point, there's not much left for Cherry to do until Lydian does whatever his helmet like.
Oh, okay.
If that puts the situation into pandemonium, that, or let me put it that way: if there's pandemonium, that makes the next step of Cherry's plan a lot easier, actually.
Okay, let's do the pandemonium then.
Yeah,
Alright.
Lico just kind of like Lico leads in a bit. Just Lydian, what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna do business. I'm gonna
Oh no!
I'm gonna cast hold person.
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
I'm gonna cast hold person on Palmer.
Oh my.
Now,
that is
I'm
not what
trying
I
to
thought
do
you were
this.
going to
I'm
do.
trying to do this subtly because I imagine I'm closer to Palmer than like any of O'Malley's people are. Or maybe well, I mean, that kind of depends on it. If not, I'm going to try and get closer to him first, like take a step towards him, like put my hands up, put his thing and say, listen, Palmer,
Are you gonna cast?
well, I mean, am I closer to him than O'Malley and his
Then the
goons?
goons?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I imagine
Yeah,
the
but
goons have, like,
okay, but I am gonna cast, but first, like, I'm gonna take a step towards him, like, slowly, both palms up, like, kind of hands up thing, and I'm gonna say, listen, Palmer, you and your wife, you took us into your home yesterday, and we really appreciate that, and I don't know how you came to learn of this, and I understand it's a stressful situation, but this is not the way to handle it. Okay? Like, is he turning to me? Like, is he doing anything?
Yeah, he's looking at you intently.
Yeah. If I understand you got a life here and you don't want to throw it away, but I am the one man who can get you out of this situation and let you keep your life in this town. He can't do that. He's dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. I am not a loan shark. I am not in the criminal underworld. I do not know what this rat is capable of. You know it better than I do, but I can tell you this much. I have legitimate businesses. I have no reason to mess with you. If you come into me and come into my employ, I have every reason to offer you protections. That device there, that is your lifeline, but only if you let me be the one to pull you up with it. Actually, might not even need to do a thing if that works out well enough.
Roll
What
charisma.
does hold person do, by the way?
He can't move or act until I'm out of his presence, so he wouldn't be able to turn it on. He would freeze. He would only be able to talk.
Okay, that actually does throw a wrench in Cherry's plans, but that also is probably a lot more effective than Cherry's plans.
Okay, roll charisma.
Yeah, and if this fails, I'm gonna have to back up it. Oh, fucking boom, yeah.
Alright. He just looks at you and goes,
I understand what Dwight tried to do to you yesterday was terrible. I would not treat family like that.
yeah, Dwight's an asshole.
I would not treat an employee like that. Now, I know you're never going to side with him for all the hell and stress he's put you through. Like Lydian says, pointing at the rat, pointing at O'Malley.
How rude.
I can clearly see you're a great engineer. We can work well together. All his hemming and hawing about, oh, I'll constrain you, I'll keep you in place. You know that that's stupid. How would I do that? What reason would I have to do that?
as long as you realize together is together.
We can talk business, but let's do it elsewhere. He's torn up your debts.
He stands up
Mhm.
and like looks at O'Malley and just says, "We're done here. We're leaving, and you're not following."
O'Malley is about to say something. He looks around, looks at his goons. I imagine the goons just shake their head.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got something I want to do. Like, yeah, like Lydian looks so
Fine.
smug that, like, well, I guess the orb's mine. No, I guess the lad's mine. And Lydian is gonna take out free coin and just throw it on the ground in front of He's gonna take out free coin, throw it on the ground in front of fucking the desk, and just looks down at the Wolfman's ashes and says, "That's for a dustpan and brush."
Ooh.
You're very lucky. I have a good sense of survival. Keep.
All right. So yeah, you guys walk out of there.
Close the door behind me.
Actually, question: did Lydian ever tell him O'Malley his name?
He did, so fuck.
Yeah.
And he did mention running the vertex, so yeah, O'Malley has his name, has recourse.
I won't forget you, elf.
Perfect. He's gonna be
you'll-
the antagonist of this party, recurring villain.
You'll be number 5 on my shit list. Consider that an honor.
I'm honored. I've made O'Malley's shit list. I've got 2 characters on O'Malley's shit list.
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe
Okay,
4.
so-
Maybe Aegis got on there at some point.
So I will say when everyone leaves, O'Malley kind of fuming like, instead of just stand there, go and buy a dustpan and move.
See, the thing is, this went much better for us than Cherry's plan would have, but I'm also kind of sad Cherry didn't pull the trigger on her plan. Like, that would have been much worse pandemonium, and in a way I'm kind of sad we didn't now.
Well, my plan was cast hold person, grab the device off of him, and then Lydian is the hostage taker, even though he hates holding weapons. Just be like, he did not want to, or give it to like Nico and just say run.
Oh, see, it's funny you say hostage taker. Cherry's plan was, if like she got Palmer to a point where like he wants a way out of the room, was to whisper to Palmer to take her hostage. To get him out of the room. With the idea being then that, because she was like, well then, O'Malley and Lydian would be too busy dealing with each other to effectively go after him, hoping that Lydian would be smart enough to or O'Malley and Lydian could work together. And now I'm sad that's not happening. And then also the point being that Cherry could then steal the device when it's just her and Palmer.
Right.
But that would have been a lot more chaotic, but like no team up now.
I just.
All right. So, as you all walk out, Dwight finally pipes up as it says, like, "Palmer, you dusted a man." And Palmer just
Lord.
goes, "Yeah, guess I did."
Not even I think about doing that.
All right, look, it's a high stress situation. How about, look, let's get you, Palmer, let's get you home. Let's discuss next steps. Dwight, you were very, very helpful in the situation back there.
Really?
Really? I'm just staring at him like he took that literally in the slightest.
He could have a lot more unhelpful than he ended up being. Like,
Yeah, maybe.
knowing Dwight, this was probably...
It probably was for the best that he didn't run his mouth at all. I mean, Lydian was holding back. Lydian was thinking of saying like, "You're part of the reason we're here," but
Listen, call me whatever you'd like, but I genuinely did not want my cousin to die. Or to be a murderer.
But you were willing to lean on his. You know what? No, this is not the time to have this discussion. This is not the place to have this discussion. Let's get out of here. Yeah, Lydian just kind of like he kind of puts a hand over like Palmer's shoulder and he's like kind of walking him like down the stairs.
As Palmer is, keeping hold of the device, keeping it steady.
Yeah. Well, I imagine he's got that thing gripped fucking tight. Like
Yeah.
Make sure you really child-proof the seal on that.
we need to deactivate this as soon as possible. Can tell you.
Yes.
Can tell you had a good few years as an engineer. You and Nico will get along.
Well, he did threaten to kill me, but it's not the first time.
Let's go back to that garage, not to my house.
Right. Fine.
Fine.
I did promise your wife you would come back home safe tonight.
Yeah. Walking. He brings you. Yeah, you go toward the garage then.
Yeah.
And where he sets the device down and just says, "So we're disassembling it now."
Well, yeah. Let's get started on disassembling it and talk openly about what my plan in this town was.
All right.
Whether or not you want Dwight in on it is up to you. As much shit as I want to give Dwight right now, I think after that we need to maybe just meet in the middle on all of this. Lydian says, looking at Dwight.
Yeah. Dwight just crosses his arms and just like shakes a bit and just says, "Did not know what I was playing with, apparently."
Now, I am a traveling businessman. I've come down from Emberwell, and I'm setting up shop wherever I can. I got various businesses up and down the place. Nico is a very esteemed scientist, also from Emberwell. And what he lacks in business sense, he more than makes up for with his scientific mind.
Yes.
Cherry? Well, you already know. Cherry, songstress. I'm just going over all this. So, bringing you back to reality. Cherry, songstress. Brilliant songstress, brilliant storyteller, and has the best head on her shoulders for people. Now, I came here because of a tip from Dwight and a tip from an associate that there are openings in the city's public transportation network. He's talking to Palmer, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Palmer just goes, "There certainly will be. There's going to be a town hall meeting. They're planning on having a town hall meeting about the public funding crisis."
I'm thinking we make it a little more private. This energy source right here was our ace in the hole. Something that's more efficient, quicker, easier to manage. That is old Pathatan technology. And Nico here was able to get it working and channeling, and clearly you can do the same. So, with me managing the business and supplying a bit of capital and a little bit of muscle from out of town, and you two heading up the project, what about going into business with me?
He's suggesting we drop title altogether.
Maybe you can use your ins title to leverage getting a few commercial routes. bit of something in the city because we're gonna need to have ground, and we're gonna be playing with other people's properties. I'm guessing every company in this town has their beat, and they're gonna be difficult to separate from them. So you know the city, you're the local contact. I'm the business head, and well, you and Nico also the scientists.
Mhm.
I can negotiate more territory.
Let's say we have a deal then.
Lydian extends his hand.
Yeah. He extends his hand and he shakes.
I will
Well-
say, I want to add to the flavor of this scene that ever since like we left, Oratus, like in general, Cherry's body language and mannerisms towards Palmer have gotten a lot more cold and distant now.
Uh-huh.
She's upset with him because because he took the easy way out.
Oh yeah,
It isn't. Yeah, and
we'll
it's not.
talk about it. Yeah,
Oh no, I know. It's not an interesting story anymore. He left and went into business with the fat elf. It's like, ah, oh, damn it. That's not an explosive conclusion.
he's no longer the main character of his story. He's now a minor side character in yours and nothing more. But yeah, Cherry just saying, well, you two probably should get that in a safer, more stable state before anyone else accidentally winds up in a dustpan.
Yeah, Nico, Palmer, get this thing back to normal. We might
Absolutely.
We might
My
need
God.
to. Dwight, you want to keep watching in case anyone from Oratus decided to be stupid enough to follow?
Yeah. Flora and I can take care of that.
Perfect. I think Lydian just thinks that Cherry is stressed the same way as he is, like nerves, adrenaline coming down from the confrontation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's-
Cherry, suggests that she and Lydian, Cherry takes out her pipe, says she's going to have a smoke in the, calming evening air and offers, for Lydian to join her.
Yeah, Lydian takes her up on that. He's kind of walks outside and he's just leaning against the wall, looking up at the sky. That is not a situation I went into business to get into.
Cherry, lights the match, lights her pipe, blows some smoke rings, and says, well, you handled yourself very well, at least.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was seriously impressive. I was also kind of scared.
Wait, no, I thought Nico was in with the...
Oh, he's probably in. I imagine door open. He might be able to, or maybe.
Oh, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Cherry was specifically trying to have this conversation out.
Oh, no, never mind then.
Palmer.
Oh,
So, never mind then.
Okay.
Then I'll
Alright.
just. Yeah, then I won't. Sorry.
But so Cherry says, well, that's why I'm following you and not, someone else.
I appreciate
And
it.
then Cherry, almost more to herself than Lydian, 50-50. So in the end, he was a coward.
What makes you say that?
Well, don't, he was smart about it. He made the better decision for himself, the safer decision, but...
Just because someone doesn't go all the way doesn't make him a coward. He still got up that morning and thought he was going to take care of his family. I just gave him a better way through with it.
No, but... And Cherry sort of sighs.
If the boat is heading towards the waterfall, are they a coward for jumping out and swimming to shore?
No, but he didn't jump out of the boat. He just got in a different boat.
What makes you say that?
This was his shot to take charge of his life, to take control, to do something on his own, and I don't think he would have succeeded, mind you. The way I was expecting things to go, if you hadn't taken control of the situation, I was actually going to suggest he take me hostage. Then, when it's just the two of us and he's not suspecting it, I could have gotten the device off of him myself, and then we would have held all the cards just the same, but...
We would have held the cards except from one thing. We would not have a great engineer on our side.
It didn't work out for us, and, it wouldn't have worked out for him either, but... would have been on his own terms, I mean, the fact that he was willing to lash out like this, he's clearly felt trapped for long before we showed up here. This was his chance to break free, make a life on his own terms, not be controlled by someone. But in the end, he chose the comfort of safety, he chose to play it smart, and now he just works for someone else again. Different boss, but, he's still using his smarts and his skills to make someone else money. He doesn't have what you have.
And I don't have what he has. Can't have
But
everything.
as Cherry's saying this, Palmer just like vaporizes Nico and leaves with the device.
I want to have it all.
All.
Yeah.
Have you read, Coal Daddy's writings? He's being, he's allowing his labor to be exploited. He doesn't own his own means of production.
I don't know why I think Lydian just kind of like, yeah, he's just kind of goes quiet because I think he's just kind of a little bit like, he feels like, oh, we just survived a pretty dangerous situation and you're looking at all the negatives in it, just in these. I think he's like,
And Cherry, I think
it seems like a man got away with the best option he could have done, and you're poking holes in it.
And Cherry, sort of like waves the smoke away. Oh, don't get me wrong. This almost certainly was ultimately the best situation for him. I'm just a little, even if he would have crashed and burns, it's nice to see someone try and fly a little closer to the sun. It's, still probably for the best, just
It's just sad. For the best, but you've decided to look at it through an angle of, damn, he sold away his freedom even though he chose to go with me.
Hey, that's how the world keeps on ticking. The most of us just quietly make little compromises to get along the best we can. If everyone was the protagonist of their own story, nothing would get done. The world would be a chaotic mess. My point being, it takes a special kind of person to not do what's safe, to take the bolder option. And most people who do that crash and burn. He probably would have. And so it's rare that you have someone who's has the guts to take charge of situations and take a risk and has the skills to back it up. Someone like you. And that's why I'm following you now.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, I'm happy for him and his family. I'm sure they'll be better off than if he was.
You're just sorry for yourself.
I suppose. What can I say? I'm a storyteller, I'm a traveler. I like seeing memorable people, I guess.
And a guy who sticks up a loan shark's office with a homemade laser ain't memorable because at the very end he took the better offer.
It's not quite fair. Just that he couldn't hold on to it, Maybe there is something to that in its own right. Someone who knows when to quit. There aren't many of quit while he's ahead. There aren't many of those.
Well, a couple of kids get to keep their daddy and he has a new job. I'm alright with that conclusion. Maybe when you're going around telling it in bars you can punch it up a little.
Oh, don't. This. Nah. This'll just be a little chapter in your story, Lydian. He's not worth a story.
Oh, give him time. I don't know if maybe he'll become a little transport tycoon or something in his own way. Still got to work out. I still got to work out how much of this he's getting.
Maybe he can make a good puppet CEO.
That could work. Hey, it's a promotion.
Yeah? I forget, has Cherry actually told Lydian her idea with the whole, like, him sabotaging Tidal so that Lydian could buy out Tidal and all their resources?
That was the end of last session. I remember that.
Okay, yeah.
Which
Alright.
on that note, yeah, Lydian says
Mm.
his unit Tidal. He could use that, but if not, we could use that Ember and his expertise and come into the market hot, promise something bigger. All the other companies will scramble to go with us.
I think he has a lot of potential to be a useful tool for you.
I don't know if I quite see him that way. But let's find out. We've still got work to do in this town, and I'm pretty sure O'Radis isn't gonna actually sit still as they're supposed to.
Unfortunately, probably not. I didn't get the cautious, rational decision maker impression from them. I'll say that much.
Maybe he should have beamed the rat, at the very least. But what's done is done.
Hey, if something happens to you, maybe I should keep the rat in mind. He's probably worth an interesting story or two.
I don't think it's wise to get too close to him.
What's the worst that could happen?
Okay, so I want to end session there.
Yeah, I think that works.
We just
Yeah.
walk back in the door and just
Yeah.
see,
Yeah.
again, Nico turning into a pile of ash. O'Malley is Swede's new character for this party.
We walk
O'Malley
in and
shows
like
up.
they're surrounded by men with guns, led by O'Malley.
Surprise.
Okay.
What if
So,
Katie is actually Milkshake?
Oh my god.
damn. Any bonds update?
Shit.
Not really. I don't really feel like any my bonds really updated. Like interacted, but like no new interaction. If you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got one with Sherry. I just gotta think of how to work.
Right.
God, I don't even know because it's kind of. I don't know. It's basically that last conversation did have like Lydian a little bit soured just because like I think he just kind of had a moment of realization of just how differently she sees the world when push comes to shove. Because even though it was like all coming back to compliments to him, they all felt like very dangerous, like very like I don't know how to put it. Because she's saying on the one hand, oh, it's it's depressing. This guy opted and he didn't take control of his life, whatever, and that's why I'm following you. And there is this like weird, there is this implication in that that's like, oh, I don't like the terminus of that.
I'm curious if that says more about Lydian doesn't like what this says about how Cherry sees them, or he doesn't like what this might imply about himself that Cherry sees in
I mean,
him.
there's a kind
if
of
that
mix.
makes
It's like
sense.
it's essentially that. Look at it from this way. From the way like that she explained it, Cherry's basically saying, oh, he would have taken life into his own hands and he probably wouldn't have burned out, but hey, he would have been the main character of his story. And it's like, oh, that's why I keep following you. You're the main character. And it's like, you put two and two together, and that is spelling like a very dodgy end and a very like, oh no, this.
Yeah.
You can see the problem there, right?
No, yeah, that that probably was a really bad thing for Cherry to say, and that it does tip, yeah, it does sort of imply, wow, I can't wait to see you like burn out in a fiery, bloodbath or whatever. I can't wait to see your explosive end. While I move on to the next interesting person I find until they burn out.
Yeah, but there's also just like, I don't know. It's one thing to come, like, Lydian is a fat businessman who didn't want to be in dangerous situations. Come out of a dangerous situation, and to him, there's something eerie about someone who's upset that it didn't go worse.
Yeah.
Like, that is not his world, and that's terrifying behavior.
Especially when the comparison is, I know you would have made that situation worse.
Yeah.
Almost. I guess just, in a more simpler way to put it, Lydian sort of realizing Cherry wanting someone to actualize is not the same thing as her wanting what's best for someone.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. I'll clean up the work. I'm not gonna go with the second half of that. I think there's a lot that went through Lydian's head of like that gave him a very different view of Cherry, but okay. So it's kind of just an advancement, really. Cherry is pushing me into danger, and I know it. Am I playing along to her games because I've been able to win so far? How long do I bet on her? That's updated to Cherry wants people to be a protagonist of their lives, even if they'd crash and burn. And I'm the protagonist of my story, which probably should be in quotations. I am worried what this means as to why Cherry is following me. Yeah, that's the one that updated.
Gotcha. And Cherry, do you have any bonds?
Yes, I do. I'm trying to think how to word this. Because it's funny, because one of my bonds is so relevant to this. The old one is Lydian hesitated and was apprehensive about my vision of events, wanted to play it too safe. I had to be more direct with him than normal about what I want from him, and it worked. He wants to be legendary as much as I want him to be, which... so ironic now. Love that. It's also a matter, though, of how much does Cherry pick up on Lydian's apprehension there. I don't think she necessarily sees it in relation to her, but, like... Here, let me think how to word this. She's worried that Lydian didn't see, the disappointment, or didn't get the disappointment she felt with Palmer's decision, and is worried that Lydian might be, leaning in that direction, if that makes sense.
She's worried that Lydian might be boring.
Or just might be, this might be incorrect. He might not have what it takes. He might wind up getting spooked and, backing away from his destiny meekly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's funny here as well is the real problem kind of is the protagonist of everyone's story doesn't fit with a guy who wants to be the boss and have employees. Because they can't all be the protagonists. I need workers. Some people have to be happy to just be side characters.
I think that was a big part of what Cherry was saying, the world wouldn't work if everyone was, that interesting making these bold. That most people have to be just quietly making the safe, smarter decisions. It's just Cherry chooses to associate with and takes interest in the ones who break the mold, so to speak. Recognizing not everyone could or should, but She sees Lydian as one of the special few who can.
All right. I've also updated my NPC bond. Oh, I feel bad. I feel bad because Flora kind of got pushed out, but so
Ugh.
Dwight and Flora are showing definite friction. I read it wrong. Flora was never the threat. Dwight is more terrifying than I knew. It scares Flora. This should scare Dwight. If it comes to it, I will make him fear himself. Updated. Dwight has a limit. He went beyond it before he realized. This might be a humbling experience for him. If I've got a means to make Dwight doubt himself as he should, this is it.
All right. And Cherry, what about your bond?
Yeah, okay.
And I don't take it. You don't take XP on thingy bonds.
Nope.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, Lydian doesn't seem to understand the disappointment I felt with Palmer. I'm worried he may get cold feet if I push him too hard, backing meekly away from his potential.
All right.
I
Cool.
think that's what I'm gonna go with there. I don't think neither of my ones with Lydian, or not Lydian,
Nico.
Nico,
Yeah.
updated, which is a shame, because, like, I feel like there was Lydian, or, Jesus Christ, Nico Cherry stuff. I just called both Cherry and Nico Lydian by mistake. Like, back to back.
I mean, I
Lydian
don't
with
think-
his companions Lydian and Lydian.
Fucking
Um,
narcissist.
We could
fucking
get so much
narcissist.
business done.
But, like, stuff happened with them, but none of it was really related to what their bonds actually are.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, did you get someone to calm, relax, and open up to you?
Yes, Katie.
Okay, take an XP for that. Lydian,
Mm.
did you open up a new avenue for coin to flow through?
Not quite yet, I don't think.
No, not
Got
yet.
someone on board for it.
Nico, did you prove the value of your inventions to others?
Not really.
No, you did not. Well, did we learn something new and important about the world?
Oratus. I don't know if that's new or important.
You
We
knew
learned about
that
we
last
learned
one.
about
Not about
laser
the world.
beams.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Yes.
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 O'Malley,
Yes.
O'Malley.
I would even say
Alright.
Palmer.
Palmer, and O'Malley. Yeah. Take an XP for that. Did we loot a memorable treasure?
Got the is it fair to say if we got something back
demon
that was
core.
ours? Yeah, the demon core.
I'm
That
on the
was
fence
because we did not
on
have that
that.
as a separate, distinct thing. We did have the tank, but like the core being taken out of that and put into a, disintegration ray is definitely new. But it's sort of a
sure.
philosophical question, I guess.
Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty glad we did not have November for this. November did not need to see the disintegration
Yeah.
beam.
Take an XP for that. Take an XP for playing. Well gamed.
Well, game. Good way to start 2024. Meeting
Yeah.
O'Malley.
So close. So close I can taste it.